Welcome to the Lucidist podcast, where I explore everything because I believe everything is connected to everything else, just like this lovely jigsaw puzzle. If you saw my last one, you'll see that I've made some great headway. What I want to say about the jigsaw puzzle, I know I mentioned before when I got it, I wasn't sure why I was getting it. I just knew I needed to get one and slowly start to work on it. And this has been months of work, which means, as you know, I walk in, I put a piece in, I put 2 or 3 pieces together. It's just a walk in, maybe at the max I'll spend 20 minutes. And some weeks will go by and I won't do it at all. So it's hit and miss how it works. What was interesting is the last time you saw this, I had maybe just, from the top of the head, none of this was here. But I kind of had these weird, all these were like chunks placed on the table and throughout. And then I walked in here one day and it literally happened like in one day, like 10 minutes. I suddenly saw like a piece and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't actually see it. I just kind of carefully was like sliding and I twisted and it fit. And then, and like I had all the pieces put together, but they were twisted in weird ways and I couldn't see it until I sort of like got it. So this came together really quick, like in 10 minutes after, weeks of putting together little chunks. So one of the things I want to do, I know this whole copyright thing, whatever. So I'm going to tell you the copyright on this it's called Stained Glass Octopus Jigsaw Puzzle. Isn't that funny? I can't see a single name on it. Okay, well, there's my copyright. Stained Glass Octopus 1,000 piece puzzle, jigsaw 14 and older. And I don't even see a brand. Okay, but there's my attempted copyright issues. All right, so today I'm talking about, as I work on this a little bit, it's going to be quick. I have had, around the time of They All Happened at Once, the divorce, the rape, and dating someone who was a bit like a sociopath, my whole left leg locked down. And there have been times where I thought I had a stroke, like my left leg behaved so strangely. And now, granted, this is like 15 years ago. You learn to live with it, you navigate it, but I was always like my left leg doesn't work anymore. That isn't what I told myself. I was like, my left leg doesn't work the way it used to. I wonder if it ever will. So my left leg is slowly in the last, probably 2 years, but really solidly 8 months, 7 months. It's really been coming back online. Like it's relaxing, releasing, strengthening, realigning. I don't know, all the things it does. And the other day I had this moment where I was, doing this. I do look great. I was doing this look great class and I was doing this move and it was like lengthening and strengthening and opening and really like, it was like doing all of these things at once. And I was like, oh my God, it was like the puzzle piece. My body was like, click, 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 like coming back online and coming back together in the way it was made to be, in the way I remember. It felt so good. It was like, I hate to say it, but it was like orgasmic. It's like when your body works again after it's like been frozen and locked down. It's like, oh my God, that feels so good. So, as I was coming home after class, I had this moment where I was like, body lockdown equals misunderstanding. And I realized what I've long realized is, but it just like hit home so boom, it was like one of those boom moments where I thought this is an it moment. And what it was is I realized my body locked down way back then not because I was wrong or someone. It's been interesting because I haven't tried to explain this. I've just known I wanted to for 5 or 6 days now. So I'm explaining it for the first time, so just bear with the rambling. It's almost like in that moment I realized like I wasn't to blame for what happened. I'm not to blame for not understanding. I just didn't understand. So I'm not really to blame. But it's almost like in a way the other person isn't to blame either, meaning I don't need to blame them. Do they bear their responsibility? Yes. People bear their responsibilities for themselves and their actions, but that isn't that not only is it my responsibility, it's not mine to choose or dictate or determine. I'm certainly not going to be a judge here. Not interested in that. I would, my God, if we all became judges, I'd be the first one in prison. I mean, I have failed in so many ways. I was saying to my son last night, I was saying, I'm to a place in life now where I see my failures as a parent so fucking clearly. It's just it's disturbing. And I said, I'm to a place now where I'm just going to celebrate Shelley. I'm going to celebrate who Shelley is because, see, I just got one. Because what I know about Shelley is she has done her best. She has done her best, and I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of that. Looks, we got another one. What I'm not yet able to celebrate is mom. Like the mom role that I played. There's just so. Oh, I got another one. Look, we've gotten 4. Why are they suddenly going together like this? Because I've gotten so good at detecting, and really it's detecting colors. I'll suddenly start to be like, oh, da, 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 da. So I had put these a few days ago. I put these here. See, this one's close because I had put these here going, these are all similar colors. They're so close that they're going to somehow fit. So, these were waiting here for my brain. I'm sure has been putting them together for me. But I knew they all fit in the color scheme, so they would go here. Okay, so back to, I would, talking to my son, I was just like, I'm working hard right now just to celebrate Shelley. Makes me want to cry. Because when I look at the most important role I think I have and will ever play in this lifetime is mom. And that one, I did so much wrong as mom. And I haven't made peace with that. It's just really hard. So right now I'm in the place of working on just celebrating Shelley, because when I check in with Shelley, she always says, I know that I did the best I could every minute of my life. There was no moment of my life where I wasn't trying to do my best. Okay, so that's where I was saying, I don't want to be judge and jury for anyone else because I would be the first to fail that. Okay, so back to the body and the lockdown. So what my body was, it said, so, this that moment where you get this huge download and so much is understood in that instant, and yet to unfold it into words is very cumbersome. So I'm trying to unfold this instantaneous understanding I have with my left leg, namely my hip, and it was, I didn't understand. There was a misunderstanding on my part about what was happening in certain situations. And that misunderstanding was harmful to me. And so my body locked down and said, no more until you understand what is going on. Now that's important in a few ways. One, it's important because it's important to understand what's going on and to understand where my responsibility is, where someone else's responsibility is, blah, blah, blah. I've gone over that before, but the thing that was new in this moment was, oh look, we got those two. It was saying, because in that moment, it was saying, okay, it's like saying, okay, you understand the things you didn't used to, and so we can unlock now. And I'm like, oh, look, we got that one. See, I can tell because of the colors. I'm getting good at these colors. We're ready to release so that we're no longer going to lock down. And in that moment, part of me was like, oh, yes, it wanted to say it's never going to happen again. And it was like, no, it absolutely can and may happen again. But this time, you'll understand what's going on. And I was like, oh, so you locked down until I could get an understanding of what was actually going on here. Not because things are never going to happen in my life again, but because this time when they do, I'll recognize and understand what's happening, and I'm actually going to be able to do something about it, to make some decisions, some healthy decisions about it. So all of that just brings such emotion. I know that I'm like in this sort of on this precipice of dying to live again. And I've said that before, but it's not just terrifying, it's painful. Like for me to die away or to let things just die in my life. It's really fucking shitty. And I'm having a hard time, and some things have come up recently where I've kind of thrown temper tantrums. I want to shut those together so badly because they're so close. I don't know if you could see those. They don't fit. Doesn't fit. Pisses me off because it's so close. Anyway, so I feel like I'm in a really shitty place right now. It hurts a lot of changing, and I don't like any of it. Don't want any of it. Trust almost none of it. I mean, I would say I'm doing really poorly right now in that respect. At the same time, so many things are sort of coming back online that have been offline for a long time. And so I look down myself and like, well, there's something to be said for, the fact that parts of you are dying and parts of your life and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, a lot of it is coming back online. Okay, all of this is to say, if you have some part of your body that is on lockdown, and same thing with my back. I mean, there were times where, I know I've mentioned this, where I was told I was going to have to go 2 herniated discs. I'm going to have surgery. Yeah. Chose not to, just to do it very slow way. It's been 3-year, whatever process. My back's doing awesome. But of course, for me, I'm not saying everybody's story is going to be like this. Trust me, I'm not the person to say what's right for you because I don't even know what's right for me. But so much understanding has come with my lower back, and I don't, what's the word, not listen, I don't disregard, I don't diminish my lower back when it tells me things. The same way I'm not going to diminish my left thigh when it does. So, body lockdown equals misunderstanding. And it's such a place of innocence, meaning you're not to blame. I'm not to blame for my body lockdown. No one else is to blame for my body lockdown. There was a misunderstanding. Means I hadn't yet learned what I need to learn. So now that I've learned it, my left leg's going to come back online. And then we get to learn how to navigate and trust and listen to each other and move through that whole process of having a relationship. Oh my God, isn't that so great? Look at that. Popped it in. I knew that because I know the bright strings are down there, but they're also over here. That was something else I was going to say and I can't remember. But I think it was a tangent, so I should probably leave it at that. So that is my offering today, is that if some part of your body is locked down, begin the conversation. What do you want to tell me? What do you have to learn? Mine's been years, 15 years. So I also have to say that I don't think you can just sit. Maybe you can. I think it's absolutely totally possible that you could just sit down, have a conversation, and make enormous strides and changes, and things are going to be amazing. 100% believe in that. And so I guess in some sense I've actually had that, but in this case in particular, it's been 15 years, and a lot of things have just had to happen externally before, in order for me to learn the lessons, to have the support of myself to be able to be able to align myself in my body again. Okay, nothing earth-shattering there except for the hope that you find some ease in understanding that you're not broken if your body's broken right now and you didn't do anything wrong. If your body's broken right now and that with time and listening and just all of those, it takes so much. It's like every little bit of wisdom that we earn is really precious. And for me, it seems like they're always so hard fought, hard won. I haven't figured out how to make things easy yet. I'll let you know when I figure that one out. So, anyway, it's okay when the body locks down on us. I think it's just letting us know we're not understanding. I would say the lesson's a little bit similar to hate. Remember when I was deep in the throes of hate? And the lesson there was that I was not understanding the situation, wasn't understanding myself, and I needed to stop and really consider a lot of things. And so just like hate, the body is locking down. I think hate is definitely a lockdown emotion. What do you think? I'd be interested to hear what people thought about that. Comment. I think hate is a lockdown emotion. Obviously, with rigidity, non-mobility in an area of the physical body is a lockdown. So I can definitely see the relation. And lockdown, I always go when something like feels locked down and imprisoned in my life, or I feel stuck and imprisoned. And I always think of Nelson Mandela and all that he learned in his time. And I remind myself that I surely can spend a little time in lockdown in my own little personal prison. Nothing at all compared to what he went through. I'm not saying that. But, just reminding myself there's a lot of wisdom to be gleaned from that time of, imprisonment, whether that's emotionally, physically, mentally. So, all right, so body lockdown equals misunderstanding. And with understanding and wisdom, many of the body parts, I believe, will unlock and allow us to practice again. Not that it's never going to happen, but that we have an understanding that will allow us to respond in healthy ways. And now that I'm saying this, body lockdown, I can also say emotional lockdown. There's a misunderstanding and the emotion is locking us down so we don't further harm ourselves or probably others. But also mental lockdown. There may be times when our mind is locking down because we're not understanding something, and without that understanding, we're not going to, I don't know, the word that comes is be valuable, make valuable choices. Not that we don't already have value, but whatever, that's the word that comes. So, all right, there she be. Until we meet again. Have a beautiful day.